Borger police say they were called out to the 900 block of Nelson Street at approximately 6:30 p.m. This is the shop Raymond Harris says Jerry Funk has owned for years, but right now Funk remains behind bars and the doors to his shop remain locked. What was once an empty field of rundown apartments is now becoming a complex of homes for disabled veterans. Next changes we can anticipate here at Animal Control are the removal of these chain link fences, also the removal of these brick walls that have been here for a while.
There were a few citizens here today that had concerns that had nothing to do with laws or ordinances. Their main concern were about previous director and assistant director Mike McGee and Shannon Barlow. Now, they have been on paid administrative leave since about April 11th.
Larry, with April being Alcohol Awareness Month, I spoke with a young man who's a recovering alcoholic. His name is John Payne, and he's only 18 years old, not even old enough to drink. But what he's gone through, you'd think he'd be a lot older. Larry, while I was out there today, I asked volunteers to describe to me what the last week and a half has been like. Well, they told me it's been heartbreaking, hard, but it's also been hopeful.
As soon as he gets everything picked up here, we need to shovel all the outside stuff.
They're working in shifts. They're working through debris and ash.
We try to get started about 8 o'clock in the morning. We take about 30-minute lunch break.
And every day, it's another family's entire life being swept to a corner.
There may be some shovels in the back.
Left behind from the fridge fire.
There is a lot of work here. We come in these properties. We get the metal separated out. If there's anything that the people want us to sift through to try to find some valuables that may have survived the fire.
The First Southern Baptist Church has brought in nearly 80 volunteers to help families who can't afford to clear their own properties. And when the first cleanup crews were allowed in, they had a lot more than just broken glass and ash to deal with.
Originally, when they first went out there were still hot spots out, and there were shoes being melted and all kinds of things.
The volunteers wear everything from layers to steel-toe shoes and masks.
We'll come along and shovel all that out.
But they say the long days are worth it. They can start to see the hope in those who lost everything.
Well, sometimes when you look at after a disaster, you say, how can I rebuild? But once we kind of get things cleared out, they seem to see hope.
I will say, honestly, I hope not.
No. I mean, I can't imagine if they get to come back. I know. I mean, it's going to be an outrage. It really is.
First, the city made changes to internal procedures. Then, minor upgrades to the facility. Now they're looking at clarifying and strengthening city ordinances. But some concerned citizens say that's still not enough. What they want is for previous director Mike McGee and assistant director Shannon Barlow to be gone for good.
They're still getting paid for this abuse, alleged abuse, but we know it's there. It's killing all these animals, and they're still getting paid for this happening, and it's not right.
The two have been on paid administrative leave since April 11th, and just a few weeks later, a group of concerned citizens presented the city commission with a petition with more than 5,200 signatures demanding the city terminate McGee and Barlow, but that hasn't happened. When I spoke to the mayor weeks ago, he said in a situation like this, it's normal for the city employees to be put on paid administrative leave until the investigation was complete, and that they were taking the petition seriously.
They're still getting paychecks. I've had to forego paychecks of my own to come to these meetings and see if the laws are being enforced and see what we can do to make these laws stronger while they're getting paid to do the job that I've been trying to do for them.
So this is his second time to go to jail.
Chastity Downey, a mom, and a grandma to the young boy in her arms. Her son is now in jail for the second time for the use of synthetic drugs. She says it's affected the entire family. So right now is a good enough time as any to take a stance.
The first time whenever he got out, he, swore in jail that, he was going to change his life and everything. And it took 2 days and he was back on it.
Impact Futures.
We got a little kid out here whose daddy's in jail because of it.
A drug-free community organization that aims to reduce and prevent substance abuse among the youth.
It takes a community to raise our kiddos and to protect our children. And if we don't do something else about it, who's going to do it?
I think the more that the community knows that it's out there, they'll know what to watch for. I had no idea what to look for in my son, whenever he was on it. I had no idea the warning signs.
K2 is a mixture of herbs and dried grass laced with chemicals. Lavisa Matthews says the group's goal is to shut down head shops selling these drugs, and she believes Route 66 is one of them.
The reports have been from kids who have told us, yeah, I just bought from this place.
But until any legal action can be taken, the group is relying on one message.
Why are we here? Hate to kill!
These kids are the next generation, and you know, if you don't do anything to help stop this, then they're going to grow up with it or with something even worse.